Birthright is a trip for Jewish kids who have never been to Israel before by the time they're 18, and you go for free for 10 days. All expenses paid, you only have to pay for dinner, all the other meals are paid for. They take you around to all of the major sites. You see Yad Vashem, which is the Holocaust Museum. I don't know, the Dead Sea, Masada, all of the major points in Israel that they think everyone should see.
Well, I was expecting to get off the plane to be bright and sunny and everything that you picture Israel to be, and it was raining and it was nighttime, which was kind of a bummer. But it was okay because the air was really sweet and it was so pure and you just had a different feeling of being there. You write wishes to put into the wall, and you get there and there's a men's section and a women's section. So you walk over, you have to be wearing appropriate clothes, your knees have to be covered, your shoulders, your elbows, everything has to be covered. And there's a lot of people there, and there are people who have been at the wall there for 20-30 minutes, crying, passionately, praying. And you wait your turn and you get to the wall and you just touch it and you take your own time. It can be as little or as long as you want. And you pray, or you put your wishes in, or you can even just stand there. And then when it's time to leave, you're not supposed to turn around and walk back because you're never supposed to have your back to the wall. You're supposed to walk backwards. My favorite experience was probably when we went to the desert. We stayed in a Bedouin tent and we rode a camel that day. That night, my group leaders took us into the middle of the desert and they told everyone to spread out as far as you want to go so no one's around you. And you just lay down, you look at the stars, and you just thought to yourself for a while. The next morning, we climbed Masada, and just the view, you could see the Dead Sea. It was just incredible. The Dead Sea was very interesting. My friends and I are running to get into the Dead Sea, and our feet are getting cut up by the bottom, and it wasn't sand like you'd expect a normal sea to be. It was salt, and it hurt so badly. So we're running, and then we finally get into the water, and you just float right up. You can't push yourself down. It burned a lot because it was so salty. A normal sea is 3%, and the Dead Sea is 33%. Then one day we did a Jeep ride, and that was just so amazing. It was through the Golan Heights, and it was really scary at times because it was really muddy and shaky, but it just took you up and around and showed you all of these amazing sites where the Israeli Defense Force soldiers spend their time. When we went to a city called Tzvat, it was lots of temples and tiny little shops, and there was a place where a woman was glass blowing, and she showed us her workshop and her paintings and everything, and she told us her story. She made an aliyah, which is coming from somewhere else, moving to Israel, and spending the rest of her life there, and just how she did it and how it affected her. And through her story of becoming an artist, meeting her husband, starting a glass blowing. As a person, I've grown a lot because I've become more independent. I realized that I could go into a foreign country not knowing that much and embrace it all with their culture and their differences. I couldn't imagine myself not going back. Once I got home, I looked up ways of how to get back there, what I can do there, studying abroad, things like that after I'm done here at Hartford. It was a trip that can't even be described. It was so amazing.